Ravit, here again at Gordon Beach, Tel Aviv, and today I will continue on reading for you the book about Buddha. Um, I do it to arise the peaceful mind and soul um, for humanity. So I hope that it's okay, and I hope you are getting benefits from this reading. If this is not good in any way, please let me know, and let's start. I was in page 63 last time. I stopped in 63, and now we will continue. And we reached reap the best fruit possible. So next, this is what I wish to tell you. Among you all, some of you have lived in suffering, devastated by your given circumstances, and through experiencing failures many times. Among those people, some of you have awakened to the truth through your sufferings and are now striving to somehow begin a good life. But even so, those who repeatedly experienced failures have a tendency to embellish themselves with vanity. They decorate their miserable part with lies or exaggerate it to gain the sympathy of others. However, I say unto all of you, there is much worth in reflecting on the past. It contains many lessons you can learn from to live your life from now on. Nonetheless, you must do dwell too long on your past, nor should you believe it to be who you are. Your lives start anew each day. You are living new lives each and every day. You may forget this and dwell on your past, but that is not how you should be. Even among people who live honestly, some of them go suddenly quiet, and some become overly talkative, as if to hide their wounds. When it comes to the topic of their past failures. However, this is what I think. Rather than simply hiding old wounds, it is more important to heal them. Do not try to hide your wounds from others, nor should you embellish your wounds and publicize them. What is important is that you heal those wounds. The way to heal your wounds is to love your life enough. Love your life enough, and from it bear wonderful fruit. This is what is important. Let us say that a vast apple orchard spreads before us. In this orchard are taller trees that have stood for decades, as well as young trees that are only several years old. In general, the young trees are short, whereas the old ones are tall, and the amount of fruit that each tree can bear depends on how tall it is. Even so, what matters is not how many apples each tree bears. The amount of fruit it bears is not so important. The tree may be short, but what matters is that it does its best to bear abundant apples. And it is not enough to simply bear them. Each tree must make its apples the sweetest and juiciest. It must strive to bear apples that have a wonderful aroma and a mellow taste. Apples that are loved by many people. By continuing to make efforts in the present, these small trees will eventually grow into mighty trees decades later. They will bear wonderful fruit, both in quantity and quality. This is the sincere effort of the trees in their youth that brings such rewards. All of you do not desire to live another tree's life. Another tree may be growing on a land where it can better absorb water or where the soil is richer. However, if you have taken root, you cannot move elsewhere. You must do all you can to accomplish your best work right where you are. You must not allow your mind to be affected by looking at other trees. To bear the best fruit possible in the environment you are in is a necessary step for you to find true happiness. Next, the joy in receiving no reward. I'm sorry, I cannot sit. My foot is getting numb really hard when I sit like this on the floor. It's always numbed, but when I sit like this, it gets even more numbed. So I will stand. So I will take you with me. Okay. Okay. It's so frustrating. So, joy in receiving no reward. I have shared with you the parable of the apples. Again, deeply savor these words in your mind. Life may be similar to how these apple trees make delicious apples for people to enjoy. The farmer who grew those apples may receive money from the farm, but the trees that actually bore those apples receive nothing, not even a single coin, not even a single reward. No one offers the trees any words of appreciation, such as "Good job bearing those apples." Even so, the trees long as they live as apple trees, their joy indeed lies in bearing bundles of delicious apples year after year. They will not stop bearing fruit in the next season simply because no one praised them. They continue to strive day by day to bear the best apples they can, even if they are eaten by insects, blown about by the wind, or battered by a storm. Therefore, let me say unto all of you, do not say, no one praises me, even though I'm doing my best. Even apple trees do not seek to be praised. Not to mention that all of you human beings are greater than apple trees. With that being so, do not seek even that being so, do not seek praise from others. Do not seek rewards from others. Fulfill your mission, regardless of whether or not you are recognized. Just as apple trees bear fruit at the right time every year, you must also harvest the fruit you have borne year after year to accomplish your mission as human beings. Even apple trees bear bundles of fruit at least once a year. With that being so, all of you humans who are great beings must definitely bear fruit year after year. Should your fruit be plucked away and eaten by others without earning you a single penny, make the joy of others your own regardless. When you see them eat your fruits with joy, make that your own joy. Know that true joy can be felt through receiving no reward. How many fruits did you bear this year that were able to make others happy? Your answer to this question will tell you whether or not you are an outstanding tree. The joy of Buddha. Listen well to my words. In this third dimensional world, all of you are apt to inevitably suffer from low self-esteem, and you will start to seek the words of others. You will start to seek appreciation from others. You will start to seek advice from others. Without them, you will feel that your life is worthless and empty. There are even people who, despite getting praised by many people, lose all hope after receiving just a single criticism. But I also unto all of you, as long as you are living sincerely, truthfully, and honestly, Buddha is always watching over you. People in this world may not appreciate you, but Buddha will never overlook you. Buddha is gazing upon your acts of love. Buddha is gazing upon your thoughts of love. How much fruit did you bear? How many people did you bring happiness to? To Buddha, the answers to these questions are as plain as day, and they will never be mistaken. You must all believe this truth. Even if the people in this world fail to recognize you, there is nothing that can deceive the eyes of the primordial Buddha of the great universe and the eyes of Buddha, who has been sent to earth by the primordial Buddha. Primordial Buddha. Okay. So, do you rejoice in your own joy? Believe that your joy will truly be joy only when Buddha savors that joy. Make Buddha's joy your own. What kinds of thoughts and deeds will bring out the joy in Buddha? Think about this. Yes, the heart of Buddha is filled with the desire to bring happiness to all people on earth. Then it is not the mission of Buddha's disciples who are born on this earth to faithfully carry out the will of Buddha? Your joy lies in this and this alone. You must not be outdone by apple trees, peach trees, or grapevines. Do not be outdone by those trees that bear bundles of fruit year in and year out, never being praised and never complaining. You are all greater than those trees. Your mission will not end until the hearts of all people of this world are overflowing with joy. Okay, next. The true desire of Buddha's disciples. Many people are still starving in this age of plenty where the world has abundant food. However, it is particularly in this age that many people are truly starving and suffering. Their minds are what is starving. It is their minds and souls that are seeking food. Not only their minds and souls, also their bodies, unfortunately. In Africa, people are seeking nourishment for their souls. There is no end to the number of people who are spiritually starving to death. There is a shortage of food and for the soul. There is still a lack of food for the mind to feed the entire population of Earth. Therefore, all of you, disciples of Buddha, must work hard day and night to produce and deliver food for the soul, food for the mind. There is no end to this work, but blessed are they who can push forward with this work when Buddha is on earth. They are like travelers walking high noon. כן, אני עושה לייב.
של אנגלית כאילו? איזה יפה,
תודה.
כמה נקודות שזה בעיה.
אני באמצע, אבל אולי יותר מאוחר. אחרי השקיעה.
רוצה ש...
תודה, תודה.
כי יושבת לאכול משהו, אני רוצה לצאת לאכול.
לא, תודה.
אז אני חושב כמה שכבר שתדבר ונמשיך.
אני באמצע, אני עושה לייבים.
תעשי לייב, רק כאילו את שומע עליו, זהו.
יכול מרחוק.
איך?
יכול מרחוק.
לא, ברור שלא רציתי כאילו תכוון לגעת בה, איזה מצחיקה.
לא, כאילו לשבת שם כזה, הכל טוב.
מול השמש, מה?
תודה, תודה.
טוב, יאללה, שיש בשורות טובות.
בשורות טובות.
שרגיעו אותך שזה בעיה.
לא, תודה.
למה? מה, את רווקה?
אני פחות בעניין, תודה.
טוב, שנשמח אותנו.
תודה רבה, להתראות. בשורות
טוב.
טובות.
יש לך עיניים טובות?
תודה.
נכון שאמרו לך את זה?
תודה.
בואו נקריא איזה כוס קפה בכלל. לא בירה, כוס קפה, מה, אתה רוצה?
אני לא שותה קפה, אבל
אז מה את שותה?
אני שותה מים. No coffee, no alcohol, only water.
אז תקשיב, תקריא את המספר שלי. אם תרצי להתקשר, תרצי גם מה טוב, הכל טוב.
תודה, תודה. אני פה, אני בינתיים פה.
אז אני רק כאילו לחזור או ש...
לא, לא. אני באמצע לייב.
טוב, יאללה.
תודה.
אבל אם אני חוזר, אני חושב את הקפה שאני אדע.
אני לא שותה קפה אבל.
אז מה שותה, בירה?
לא שותה אלכוהול.
טוב, יאללה, בסדר, לא הבנתי. יאללה, שיהיה בשורות טובות.
ביי, בשורות טובות.
יפה בחור.
תודה, נשמה.
יש שאת רוצה להקים אותה, אני יודע. בוא נראה אם יהיה לי כוח, אני חוזרים לו.
תודה. בינתיים אני פה.
עד שאני אגיע.
Okay, let's continue. But blessed are they who can push forward with this work when Buddha is on earth. They are like travelers walking at high noon, who never stray from their path. They who walk at high noon will surely reach their destinations. However, they who walk in the darkness will eventually slip and fall from the path into the steep valley. Be proud about having awakened to the truth and to be living as a person of truth when the light is on earth. That is when your true desire as disciples of Buddha will be fulfilled. All of you live honestly as a person of truth in this world. Live for the wonderful day when you all join hands and rejoice together again. Until then, let your name be hidden and live out your life for love. Life is love and freedom, because love is freedom. Freedom is love. Okay, we arrived to chapter 3. Imperishable power. Imperishable? Perishable? It's imperishable. Oh, this word. Okay. Let's continue. Diligent efforts. Okay, I will put you here again. Wait. By the weight of my expectations. You may also be wondering just how far you will be able to carry out the resolution of making diligent efforts for infinity. However, I say unto you all, your true power is not as weak as you imagine. You all possess a power that is extraordinarily strong. You must not forget this, even taking this lifetime alone. All things that you learn from it will add to your power. Even the muscles you build doing sports in this lifetime will not go to waste. Thus, if all that you gain in this life alone also adds to your power, then the power that you have gained several reincarnations, the tens of reincarnations, or the hundreds of reincarnations that you have lived and trained with me should be incomparable to any ordinary person. That is how long of time you spend training as disciples of Buddha. You have been making efforts steadily and tirelessly with indomitable resolve under the motto, make tomorrow better than today, and the day after even better. So I cannot imagine that someone like this can have minds that waver so easily or fall back in their discipline so easily. Master and his disciples are joined by a deep, deep bond at heart. This bond is very difficult to cut off. I have preached unto you thousands and tens of thousands of teachings. These teachings are of course precious, but I've told you many times about the efforts I accumulated when forming those teachings and thought you learned from it and taught you learn from it. I have taught you time and time again to observe the way I made efforts and to follow me. If I, the master, were an absolutely exceptional being and were wholly without needing any training, then all of you, my disciples, may feel helpless and give up on your discipline. However, even I, the master, have diligently made efforts every time I was burned. For a master to stay master, it is only natural that he makes far more diligent effort than his disciples. As you observed me from behind, you must have thought, if I make efforts like the master, I too might be able to reach a state of enlightenment like this. Yes, indeed. I have taught you all time and time again that the power of Buddha nature resides equally in all human beings. Having Buddha nature means you have the same nature as Buddha in you. If although having the same nature as Buddha, you have not yet reached the same state as him, it is because you have not made enough efforts in your past lives as well as in your current life. If so, there is nothing you can do by talking about the past. The only thing you can do is to start accumulating daily diligent efforts from today onwards, from this very moment. First, let me see you making efforts. Show me how diligent you are. Okay. Next is the greatest delight in life. I think it's the MD. Let's see what Buddha is saying. Okay. Meditation tense, of course. So, in my memories, there remain the feelings I had when I preached the laws in many different countries, several tens and hundreds of reincarnations ago. Each time you were always my disciples. You were always near me, protecting and following me. In some of those ages, there were countless people who would even lay down their lives without hesitation to learn the laws that I taught. Many people vowed to never give up seeking the truth, even if they were to be eaten by a tiger. Some seekers of the truth were so desperate to learn the teachings that they wanted to record them somewhere, even if it meant flaying their own skin. In this way, all of the past seekers of the truth have made devout efforts, even if it meant putting their lives at risk. This is the spirit of diligence efforts. It is something that you stake your life for. What does it mean to stake your life for something? It means to know the value of what you are seeking. It means to know its true worth. To know this is the greatest delight in life. In this world, aside from Buddha's truth, there are various academic studies to pursue. You will experience all kinds of joy through each of those studies. However, the joy of studying Buddha's truth is irreplaceable. Your soul will tremble in delight, and you will dance in excitement as if on air. Told you so. No, MB, it's like you are dancing in the air. I told it like a decade ago, like 9 years ago. No, actually, it was more like since like 11 years ago when I started doing MD. I said it's like dancing on clouds. See, over there, this is how I felt. I'm dancing on these clouds, and I wanted to do like a video that I'm dancing on clouds, like that it will be seen like this. If someone can do it for me, like 10 years later. Okay, I did like that, over 1,000 others, but this one I haven't done yet. So hopefully it will be happening soon. So again, your soul will tremble in delight, and you will dance in excitement as if on air. This is how much joy you must find. Oh, how wonderful it is to be taught the secret of the great universe and the secrets of humankind. Oh, the joy you feel in the moment you truly believe that there is a world beyond this one. I don't believe, but okay. No thrones or noble titles of this world can replace this joy. The joy is in this life, today, now. This is what I say here. No matter how many times I say this, I cannot stress this fact to you enough. This is indeed true. Can you understand how splendid it is to choose one book of truth over wearing a crown in pure gold? It is the greatest delight a human being can ever savor. Say it about MD, the greatest delight you can ever feel. Come to my workshop and you will find out. Next, the work of the Sangha. Okay. I was born into this world, attained the enlightenment of Buddha, and began preaching the laws. Now, look at the number of books of Buddha's truth I have published since. It is a gold mine. The gold mine is right here. Yet, many people do not notice it. They have eyes but do not see. I will say it again. They have eyes but do not see. They have ears but do not hear. They have hands but do not feel. Oh, how foolish they are! Now, in this age, heaven has poured down the bountiful gold of Buddha's truth onto earth, and people can obtain it everywhere. Yet, people do not realize this. If hundreds of millions or even billions of people living on earth depart this world without knowing a single phrase of Buddha's truth, that will leave me with unbearable sadness, having been born as Buddha on earth and having been preaching the teachings. If I fail to share even a single phrase of Buddha's truth to people living in the same age, then the sadness will be deeper than the ocean. All of you, my disciples, that is the work of Sangha. All of you have already learned that to study Buddha's truth, you must devote yourself to the three treasures, which are Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. Buddha is the Buddha incarnate on earth. Dharma is the teachings preached by Buddha, and Sangha is the group of disciples on earth that is striving to spread Buddha's truth. As overwhelming amount of treasure is poured down from heaven and has formed a mountain. But if the disciples allow the people of this age to leave this world without informing them even a single phrase of Buddha's truth, then I must say the Sangha has failed to fulfill its mission. Next, the true meaning of missionary work. All of you, my disciples, you must realize the significance of your mission. It seems you think that missionary work is a peculiar activity. You seem to be under the illusion that it is something strange and very difficult to be accomplished in today's world. However, I say unto you, once people understand the true meaning of missionary work, they will not be able to deny its greatness. Who would get angry if someone puts a diamond in their pocket? Would a woman get upset if someone puts a pearl necklace on her and tells her, "This is for you"? Would a person get furious if someone gives them a shape, sapphire ring and sapphire? How do you say sapphire? And say, "Please wear this"? Of course not. This does not only apply to adults. Will children throw a tantrum if someone gives them textbooks or study guides? So, would children throw a tantrum if someone gives them textbooks or study guides and tells them, here, use this to study? They would surely think, oh, what a precious gift, and use them to study hard. This is how things are, because the teachings have true worth. The very act of sharing them with others comes with great virtue and merits. Those who refuse the teachings or the laws that are that they are offered are like people who refuse to have 3 meals a day and just starve to death. But to tell you the truth, even I don't like this phrase, to tell you the truth. Always tell the truth, you know? Why? To tell you the truth. Yes. If you want to say something, make sure it is the truth. So, but to tell you the truth, even if humans refuse to have meals and end up losing their physical life, their eternal lives will never perish. However, if they did not learn Buddha's truth, these souls may be put to eternal death. In other words, when souls live without knowing Buddha's truth, that is the same as denying their true existence as children of Buddha. Behold, the cemeteries are the cemeteries that dot the landscapes of the towns and villages on earth. There stand headstones covered in moss. Would you not be terribly sad if you saw dead spirits clinging pitifully to those headstones, believing that those stones are where they belong? Would you not be unbearably sad if this were the state of your ancestors or yourselves in the afterlife? This is the consequence of not knowing the meaning of life and death. What is life? Freedom. What this is I said, yeah. What is death? What is the eternity of the soul? And what does it mean to be a child of Buddha? If you live without knowing the answers to these questions, your soul will eventually die. If you do not know the way to make full use of your life and do not know the meaning of it, then you are as good as dead. Therefore, the deed of offering the laws of people is more precious than feeding the hungry. It is, no, it's to feed the hungry people is more important, don't you think? It is of more value than providing the naked with clothes or offering a night's stay to the homeless. This is what it means to offer the laws, to share the teachings, and to spread the truth. This action in itself is the absolute good. If countless people around you are starving to death, you would give them whatever little food you have so that they can survive another day. And if countless people are dying of thirst, you would lower the bucket to draw water from the well and rush to give them water with the limited amount of energy you have. You would run to your very last breath to deliver their final sip of water before they die. These are all natural courses of action as a human being. How then can you pretend to be blind when this world is overflowing with people whose souls are on the verge of death? That does not accord with the heart of Buddha. You may all feel as though you are battling against others. However, that is not really true. You are battling against yourselves. You are battling against your vanity. You are battling against your embarrassment. You are battling against your shame. You are battling against your laziness. You are battling against your vanity. Again, vanity. And concern for worldly reputation. You are battling against your petty pride. You must thoroughly, thorough, thoroughly battle against all of these symbols of weakness found within you. Next. 100 pages already. Now it's 101. The primary vow of Buddha. Spread Buddha's teachings to every corner of this world while Buddha is still on earth. This is the Sangha's mission. All of you, my disciples, this is your only mission. That is everything. Only when you are doing the work of conveying the laws will your enlightenment truly heighten. You are all my disciples, so you must strive to become Bodhisattvas. Bodhisattvas. You must all become bodhisattvas. The most important work of bodhisattvas is to offer the laws to people. This is the most precious form of love that gives. Love that gives, yes. You all desire to become bodhisattvas. Rather, you are bodhisattvas in essence. So I tell you, fulfill the primary vow. Fulfill the will of Buddha. Fulfill the desire of Buddha. Buddha has only one desire. It is to save all humankind. Buddha wishes for all people who have come together through their connection to Buddha to learn all of Buddha's truth. He wants to deliver to each and every person mountains of treasure or dishes of feast. This is the primary vow of Buddha, to carry out this vow in the greatest mission of Buddha's disciples. Besides this, there are many other things that you must accomplish as disciples. They are called secondary vows. A secondary vow may be, for example, to become a politician, a skillful doctor, a scholar, or an artist. You may wish to fulfill your own mission in life and contribute to humankind. However, these are not more than just secondary vows. There is only one primary vow. It is to spread the teachings taught by Buddha and to have the people who have connected with Buddha's truth study all of the teachings. Then they will be able to create Buddha's land utopia by way of this earthly world. Yes, here too lies the will of Buddha. Long ago, the earth was filled with light. The world beyond this one also was brimming with light and is in harmony. However, through the repeated cycles of soul training in this world, humans gradually forgot the true nature of their souls. People grew egoistic while living in this world and began to oppress others as they sought personal glory. This is how mankind gave birth to desire unique to this earthly world, the rise of worldly desires was the beginning of the fall of humankind. Some gave in their desires, expanded their ego, gained more power, and dragged many people into suffering. Others spread negative emotions out of misery because they could not fulfill their desires and sunk into the abyss. Among the people in this earthly world, some endlessly sought to fulfill their worldly desire, and some others died in suffering. Wait. Some others died in suffering. And because they were unable to fulfill their worldly desires. In this way, the existence of this earthly world became the trigger that created hell. Therefore, we must start over from the beginning and use this earthly world to establish Buddha land instead. Humans are the ones who created hell. So humans must be the ones to dissolve hell through their own thoughts and actions. This is a noble duty. Prescription for the soul. Then, what should you do? First is to spread Buddha's truth. Next is to have people learn all of Buddha's truth. In other words, Buddha's truth is a way for the soul to stay healthy. To many of the people with ailing souls, it teaches if you live by this prescription, your soul will recover from its illness. That is why the truth is so valuable. Why, you may all ask? You may wonder if humans live in the land created by Buddha. Who do you who why do so many souls get ill? But I say unto you, in all the hundreds and thousands of times you were born on earth, not once was your soul born into the same environment. The environment your soul trains in has been different in every life, and to figure out how to live in different environments gives you a new kind of soul training. And because you undergo new soul trainings, mistakes are bound to happen. If to avoid making mistakes, you your souls were reincarnated, reincarnated into exactly the same environment as your past, you would certainly not make any mistakes. But at the same time, there would be no progress. Then humankind would fall into stagnation. Buddha abandoned stagnation and chose progress. Because he chose progress, humans started to undergo soul training in different environments. And because of this, souls who had difficulty adapting to their new environments began to fail in their soul training, one after another. This is why Buddha is telling these souls, do not forget your starting point. Do not forget the true nature of your mind. And if providing them with prescriptions to deliver these prescriptions to patients who need them is indeed your mission. Listen well. You can never have done enough of this mission. You can never do too much in fulfilling it. There are no limits to how deeply and extensively you will fulfill the mission. We say it about the empty. Spread the empty. Spread the dance. Okay, the path of giving back. Even so, the strongest desire of the Sangha is to fulfill the primary vow of Buddha while his life is still on earth. The most important path as Buddha's disciples is to respond to and realize Buddha's wish while he is here on earth. Disciples must walk the path of giving back. The path of giving back is to have gratitude to Buddha for having given Buddha's truth to humans. Your gratitude to Buddha for being taught Buddha's truth and being shown the right path to live will manifest as acts of giving back and to truly give back to Buddha. You must spread Buddha's teachings to every corner of the world. Never forget this. Behold, look up, look around you, look upon the world, look at the people from all walks of life. Alas, there are people here and there who live. Oh my God. I will do nail polish. I will do like a break. I just saw my nail polish and that it's not really. Wait, I have the black, I have the white. It's for the feet, and here is the blue. So let's make a little break and I will continue. Meanwhile, you can tell me what do you think about the book. I didn't know the book or what the Buddha is teaching. I didn't say that I'm not really. I don't agree with some things said about starving people. I think this is the most important thing that people who are starving will get food. I know that it's only me or few people who are trying to give them food. They will eventually die in a few days, maybe not today, but we need to come together, all humanity, all the people that are able to help, and everyone can help with something, but there are people who can help with money that can buy food to give the starving people, because people should not die from hunger. It's just it's like it's not logical. How can it be possible that in 2026 people are dying from hunger? All of these people can live. There is enough food in this world to feed them, these people. You know that each day, this is a research from 2011, each day, if you want, you can guess. I will do it like this. Guess how many people are dying from hunger each day. And I will tell you in the end of the live the answer. You can write it here in the comments. What do you think? How many people are dying each day only from hunger? Not other diseases or just hunger. Oh my god. Someone is writing. I'm very strong. I'm not really working out except doing MD, that it's the best workout. But I'm trying. I'm trying to walk out, and I hope you will join me afterwards. After I will finish the book, I will put it back to the library here, and I will do a workout. So yes, write me the answer. How many people are dying from hunger each day? So let's continue. Behold, look up, look around you. I can see, I cannot see until here. Now I can see that you saw what's going on till here. I will put this. So, behold, look up, look around you, look upon the world, look at the people from the walks of life. Alas, there are people here and there who live in complete ignorance of Buddha's truth. Oh, how wonderful this world would be if all of these people build their lives upon Buddha's truth. Each person would, of course, be capable of solving the problems of their mind on their own. But if they continue making progress in their spiritual discipline and become capable of taking on the role of teacher, they can provide a great amount of advice for living life to people who are taking their first steps on the path of learning. Thus, when you live your life wonderfully, and if your wonderful life educates and leads many people, that would prove that the laws are truly spreading. Bodhisattvas of the earth. All of you, my disciples, as I said in the beginning, you must not think that this work is difficult. You have been given an imperishable power. This power springs from the truth that first, you are all children of Buddha, and second, you have lived and studied the truth as Buddha's disciples for tens, hundreds, thousands, and tens of thousands of reincarnations as Buddha's children. You have continuously studied Buddha's teachings. This means that the power that you possess is almost infinite. Enjoy this power that springs forth. That springs forth. Yes, rejoice in this wisdom that bursts forth. Honor this power of love that gushes out endlessly. When you engrave the sacred mission into your hearts and are strongly determined to fulfill your mission, each of you will become a bodhisattva of the earth. Bodhisattvas of the earth will appear one after the other, and if they have emerged from the land, I wish to see this happening with my own eyes. I wish to see many bodhisattvas of the earth emerge on all lands here and there. I wish to see the lands being filled with countless bodhisattvas accomplishing great work. Is this not how Buddha land will be established on earth? Your mission is to establish Buddha land. Buddha land must be established. It is unacceptable not to establish it. So from this day forward, you shall never slack off on your journey. Cherish every moment, every step, and strive to create Buddha land on earth. That is when Buddha's disciples will shine the most. From now on, rid yourself of all excuses and all wrong thoughts, and wholeheartedly walk this path on and on. Okay, we are in chapter 4, the time to make a leap. Oh, we have a lot more. We'll be able to finish it today. Yes, we can, right? Okay, let's continue. So, a time of miracles. Now, I should talk about something very important for you. It is about something that you absolutely need to know for your soul to leap to a whole new level. There are times when you may feel bored of living ordinary lives every day. If this is you, I want to say, life is not as boring as you may think. Life is not only made up for simple ordinary days as you may believe. When you were young, you may have heard that people go through various events in life. And you had a feeling that you too will go through them one day. You were right. It is quite possible for people who appeared to be living ordinary lives to one day suddenly transform into a completely different person. Some of you might think, that's ridiculous. I'm the last person who could change like that. But I would like you to stop for a moment and listen closely to what I say. At the very least, you should be holding this book that I wrote in your hands and reading it now. The act of picking up and reading this book that I wrote is an extraordinary event in itself. It is a significant event that will completely shift you from who you are now and now to a new you. In the long history of humankind, this age we are living is now in is we are living in now is of the utmost importance. I have told you this time and time again, yet many of you still do not realize the importance of it. This is because you still have not managed to step out of being ordinary. But I say unto you, you must realize that to be born in the same age as the rebirth of Buddha and to encounter his teaching is extraordinary in itself. Furthermore, if your life changes completely after encountering Buddha's teachings, then that is indeed a moment of miracle. Throughout the history of humankind, many great Tathagatas were born on earth with physical bodies and accomplished very sacred work. You can all probably imagine quite easily that at these Tathagatas strived to complete their sacred mission. Many souls were enveloped in the light that they had never experienced before. Human beings reincarnate time and time again, each time to take on new soul training. And when you learn the teachings of great Tathagatas at the time of their descent, your soul will make a great leap. It became a bit windy. Let's do some workouts, right? I will put this on. Wait. And take you here and do some walk like this. I need to go here. Okay. So let's continue. You don't see me, but I do work out with my legs. You need to believe me. So, see, I'll take my leg up. So, in its your soul will make a great leap. It in its spiritual progress. I am not exaggerating when I say that one lifetime of soul training is the presence of great Tathagata is worth 10 ordinary lifetimes of soul training. But I don't believe in few lives, you know. I believe only in this life, one life that we are living. But I continue on reading because I'm curious. Let's see. In fact, so it is worth 10 ordinary lifetimes of soul trainings. Okay. In fact, some of you will go through soul training and that will be worth even more than that. Yes, you will, because a light that is like the sunlight will shine upon you, unlock your closed heart, and make its way into it. It will cast away every shadow and shed light onto every corner of your mind. At that time, your soul will surely remember that nostalgic sensation you had long forgotten. All of you, you look upon the blind and sympathize with them. You look upon the deaf and sympathize with them. You look upon those who cannot smell and sympathize with them. You look upon those with crippled legs and feel sorry for them. You look upon those with crippled hands and feel sorry for them. Yet you do not feel any inconvenience when your soul's eyes are closed, your soul's ears are plugged, your soul's nose cannot smell, your soul's mouth cannot eat, your soul's hands are bound, and your soul's feet are crippled. That is because you have been living in oblivion for a long, long time. However, the moment you discover the truth, you will have no choice but to change yourselves. Now, true equality and freedom. Humans are truly mystical beings. A mature human soul enters the mother's womb and endures months of soul training in darkness. Then, by the time the soul is born as a baby, it will have lost all of its past memories. All souls start their lives on an equal footing with a clean slate. Some may say that this makes no sense. Some people might argue that since every soul progresses at a different speed, it is not fair for everyone to start from nothing. This is understandable. However, ponder this. You often hear about equality and freedom, but what do they truly mean? What is truly equality? The only equality that humans are bestowed is that all souls, regardless of their spiritual levels, enter a mother's womb. And when they are born as babies, they start with a blank slate with no recollection of, of all their past lives. Then, what is true freedom? It is that every person is entrusted with the responsibility of building their own reputation through the process of beginning their lives as a baby with a blank slate, expressing their individuality, developing their own character through their thoughts and deeds, and then working in society. These are
the true meanings of equality and freedom. Therefore, you must respect these facts and in the all of it at the same time. This is a precious opportunity to be able to begin this life anew and to begin on equal footing with others, regardless of how you lived in the past. Rejoice in this opportunity with which Buddha has blessed you. For example, if a person is born with the awareness of a tathagata or the mind of a tagadata, he will accomplish even more powerful work. Likewise, if a person who is born with a mediocre level of enlightenment continues to live with that same awareness, then the spiritual level between the two souls would widen even more. I want you to see this success. Wait. See? Great. Okay, so I did this leg. Now let's do other leg. This in back. Okay. And the other leg. So, in actual fact, they begin their life on the same starting line. They will not see themselves as different people, but as equal human beings. See? As they undergo their soul training and compete with each other to strive toward improvements, they will begin to notice how differently their souls shine and will ask themselves why there is a difference. A great opportunity lies in this. Try to imagine how excited the souls in heaven are before they are born into this world. How joyful and happy they are. These souls are in utmost delights. They are given an opportunity to be reborn with a completely blank slate. Once again, how great their joy is. Their joy is as though they can soar into the sky. Oh, how precious it is to be able to think, all right, I will make a clean break with my past and start over once more. However, as each person progresses in their cultivation, they will do so in the direction that accords to the tendency of their soul. Some people will have a strong sense of responsibility, have control over their minds, and find joy in guiding others, whereas others will live their lives without ever feeling at once of shame, even when they have inflicted pain on others. This is a major crossroads for the soul. Nonetheless, this is what I think. Wouldn't you agree that by knowing the truth equally and freedom that I have described, you can design or even redesign your life? Wouldn't you agree that this is when you are given a new chance? If the time you were born into this world as a baby in your first chance, your second chance would be the time when you discover Buddha's truth and are able to redesign your life. This is exactly the time for your soul to make a leap. Okay, let's do some stretching and I will continue with the root of the soul. I hope I will finish today. We arrived to page 131. So let's do some stretching. Okay, so let's continue on reading. Opa. I will wear this so I will not get cold. So, the root of the soul. Okay. Now then, when you discover Buddha's truth, making your second leap in life, achieving your second birth in life, what should you keep in mind? The first thing you must do is to look back on your past. How have you lived so far? You must re-evaluate your life up to this point. Trace back the paths you took in your life and reflect carefully on each of them, one by one. Blessed are the ones who, during such reflection, remember Buddha's truth well, and practice self-reflection based on it. What should you have thought? What should you not have thought? What should you have done? What should you not have done? The answers are clear under the sun of Buddha's truth. At that time, if you discover that you had the wrong thoughts or did wrong to others, you should reflect deeply and thoroughly on them. However, reflection on your thoughts and deeds is not all there is. There is more to self-reflection. Your reflection must delve much deeper. You must look into and verify what kind of soul you have. For every thought you have and action you take, there is a root cause at the depth of your soul and mind. You must or look back on the thoughts and deeds that you had up to this day and think about what kind of root your soul stems from. Contemplate this deeply and thoroughly. Then you will clearly understand the soul training you must do in this lifetime. If you are lazy and do not make this effort, and instead simply reflect on your bad thoughts or vow never to repeat your bad deeds, that is far from enough. If you have such a tendency at the root of your soul, then you will eventually fall back into doing the same thing as time passes. When we think about it, every soul has its own tendency that is very difficult to change. Just as speeding bullet's train cannot immediately stop the moment you apply the emergency brakes, the law of inertia also governs the tendencies of your soul. So even if you suddenly apply the emergency brakes to stop or try to suddenly steer to the left or right, it will be difficult. So I say unto all of you, blessed are those of you who have found that what lies at the root of your soul relatively early in your lives. For the remainder of your lives, work hard to gradually change the tendencies of your souls, little by little. Okay, and make some more stretching in this beautiful sunset, and then we continue in the search of the gold coin. Yes, not much to that are left. Let's continue. So beautiful. Okay. Wow, wow, wow. This is amazing. I love when the sun is touching the water and it's like a lamp. I like to see the last drop. Bye bye, son. See you tomorrow. Yes. And the port. This port. And this is Jaffa over there. Let's see, there is Jaffa. So let's continue. Let's continue reading. And the book almost. And continue doing some belly workouts. Let's go to the other side. This leg. Okay. I did it this side. Wait. Okay. Even though I want you to see this. So I will come here. Okay. So search out the gold coin. On the other hand, those who discover the nature of their souls in their twilight years must know that they have challenging work waiting for them. You would be frantic if you had to search for a golden coin at dusk. No matter how hard you search for a gold coin during sunset, sometimes it cannot be found. In due time, the sun goes down completely. At times like this, light a torch. When the torch casts a light, the gold coin will definitely reflect the light and show you its whereabouts, even if it is covered in grass. Likewise, those who have discovered Buddha's truth for the first time in their twilight years should hold the truth up high as they would a torch. This means that from that point on, they should be determined to put all their life and energy into reaching higher and higher for Buddha's truth with high aspirations. Fortunately, you have all accumulated various experiences that can help you. You have knowledge as well. So use your experiences and knowledge as a platform from which to climb to great heights. Climb the tower. From the top of the tower, raise the torch of Buddha's truth up high. When you do, you will find the gold coin that you had lost. The gold coin.
בקבוק מים שלא מאמת, רק חזרתי בסוף
מה?
בשבילך.
זה בסדר, תודה, לא, יש לי מים, תודה רבה.
מה, חזרתי בשבילך, אמרתי תחזור, מה?
יש לי מים.
נו.
תודה, זה בסדר,
מה יהיה?
אני
אמרתי
עושה...
תחזור, כאילו, מה, צוחקת את ה...
לא, אמרתי אחרי השקיעה, עוד לא, זה אני...
הנה, השקיעה.
לא, שאחרי
אני לא
השקיעה.
רוצה כפרה, אני לא כפרה, עזבי, זה איפה יודע, כאילו, מחוף התופים באתי אלייך.
מחוף התופים, וואי,
וואי,
וואי.
תשמעי, בוא'נה, מה, תקשיבי, מה זה הקור הזה, לא נורמלי, אה?
צריך לעשות ספורט, תעשה MD.
איך?
תעשה MD, לא יהיה לך קר.
MD, זה שם מאבק כפרה,
MD זה מדיטיישן דאנס.
את עושה...
ריגוד המדיטציה.
אתה רוצה שנעשה MD ביחד? אין לי בעיה. מה,
לא,
להביא
אני
לך
לא
לשתות?
עושה סמים, no drugs for
אז
me,
מה את
thank
אומרת
you,
לי
no
לעשות? לא
alcohol,
הבנתי,
no
מה?
drugs. MD זה ראשי תיבות. meditation,
אוקיי.
dance. ריקוד המדיטציה.
תראי איזה קרס קיבלתי. עכשיו
תעשה MD, זה ירד.
דפקתי עכשיו פיתה שניצל.
אני באמצע הלייב.
מה
אז
יהיה איתך?
נדבר עוד איזה רבע שעה כזה.
הפרה, אני אשאיר את הדברים ואני אשתה בירה, לא הבנתי, מה?
אני באמצע, סורי.
טוב, אני אשאיר את הדברים, אני אקח בירה, אני אעשה סיבוב ואני חוזר, את שומעת לי לדברים?
אני לא יודעת, אני פה, בינתיים.
מה לא יודעת, כאילו, תקשיבי, מה שלא הורג מחשל, אל תנסי להכשיל אותי.
חס וחלילה, אני לא מנסה
כפרה
להכשיל
שלי.
אף אחד.
לא, ברור, אז בקיצור, הדברים פה, אני אעשה בירה אני פה רבע שעה, אני בא ממש.
אין בעיה, נדבר עוד רבע שעה.
טוב, כפרה, יאללה, אני הבאתי לך מים, וזה לא מים של הרב, אל תדאגי. אה?
אני לא צריכה מים, תודה, יש לי.
צריכה כיסא כפרה בשביל הרגל באהבה. סליחה? את רוצה בירה, ממי?
לא, אני לא שותה אלכוהול.
נכון, סליחה. טוב. את רוצה,
אני גם לא מאמי.
אז מה, את כפרה?
אני כפרה.
טוב. אני אביא לך משהו בקיצור, כן או לא?
לא, לא, תודה.
תקשיבי, את צריכה לשמוע על ציוד, כי יש לי פה ציוד, הרבה כסף פה. מפתחות, דברים, מלא דברים. כמה שתראי שזה שקית שרמי לוי, יש מלא דברים יקרים, סומך עליך שלא פדיחות.
אני אשתדל מאוד.
לא לנסות להפנות אותי עם היופי שלך. זה לא יעבוד, את יודעת.
הכל טוב.
טוב, כפרה.
יאללה.
יאללה, ממי.
אוקיי, so, no.
טוב,
אני באמצע.
אני מחכה לה.
טוב.
חוזר בשעה?
אוקיי.
יאללה, טוב.
So, this is the book. Let's continue. So, where were I? So, from the top of the tower, raise the torch of Buddha's truth up high. When you do, you will find the gold coin that you had lost. The gold coin is your good nature. I don't know, can you see this beauty? You cannot see all of this pink, right? Maybe in the other side. Wait. I want you to see this pink. But it's not good. The camera is not good. I need to buy a phone. Please. To change the jacket. Yeah, I love it. Please. Write me a phone with good camera. Please recommend me on something. Good camera, a lot of storage, and I will buy a new phone. I must buy a new phone. Okay. Now continue. Okay. What? I love you. Thank you. I'm a lot with this. What's beautiful. Can you see how beautiful it is? Thank you very much. Thank you, Marcy. And let's continue on reading. What? It's not good? Yes, 37%. Okay. Great. So from the top of the tower, raise a torch of Buddha's truth up high. When
you do, when you do, you will find the gold coin that you had lost. The gold coin is your good nature, the Buddha nature within you. It is your diamond-like mind. It is your conscious. You must search for and find it. And if the gold coin is dirty, you must clean it immediately. This is important. Now, once you find your gold coin, you must cherish it. The gold coin you found at dusk is worth a fortune. Do not waste it. Spend it on what is truly important. Spend it on things that will truly benefit the world. That is when you will be acknowledged to be genuine as a person who learns Buddha's truth. The moment you discover Buddha's truth, whenever that may be, your mind will change, your life will change. In fact, they will inevitably change. Inevitably. Thus, you must never forget the moment you took this book in your hands and read it. It is now time for your soul to make a great leap. Now that you have heard my teachings, you must not corrupt your soul. All souls are true. Just aim for higher growth. The path of right thoughts. And one of the ways for souls to grow is through reflective meditation. In the past, I taught you the Eightfold Path. It is the eight right path. View rightly, think rightly, speak rightly, act rightly, live rightly, make efforts rightly, use your will rightly, and meditate rightly. If you have awakened to Buddha's truth somewhere along your life, these eight right paths are indeed the sacred practice for building your character into something as true as a gem. Gem? If I had to pick out one path in the Eightfold Path that is of particular importance, it would be to think rightly. Everything comes down to this single point. Look around you, look at the mindsets of the people who surround you. Look at their states of minds. How disgraceful are the things they think about all day long. Alas, how big is the number of people who are more or less thinking of nothing? I must say that the lives of people who live thinking of nothing are inferior to that of an incest. Even incest think hard as they search for their own food. They choose their course and try to avoid anything that might attack them. That is how they survive. Therefore, we can say that people who live thoughtlessly are living lives that are worth less than the life of an incest. The greatest value in being born as a human and living as a human comes down to the ability to think. To put it another way, to think rightly means to correct your thoughts. Your qualities as a human all depend on the content of your thoughts. If you could see the minds of others and see what is inside them, and if they were a clear glass box,
how would you feel? You would most likely be shocked. What would you do if you had a chalkboard hung around your neck and all of your thoughts appeared on it, all written in chalk? You would not be able to walk down the street or look another person in the eyes because all of the thoughts you have would be displayed in writing for everyone to see. Then what should you do? There are two basic and important things. First, think about things that you will not mind others seeing, namely thoughts that are in line with Buddha's truth. Second, should you think about things that are against the truth, correct them immediately. Correct them straight away, thinking to yourself, I've had wrong thoughts. Those were absolutely shameful thoughts in light of my conscience. If you do this, your soul will be cleansed and impurities will be removed. As you explore the right thoughts in this way, your soul will gradually gain more and more power. Great people are those who have great thoughts. This is an important point. Next, washing the fabric of your soul. Now, I will take this opportunity to explain further to you in simple words. Perhaps you think of having great thoughts as having extraordinary thoughts, as having complex ideas, or as having thoughts that no one else would think of. But I say unto you, it is indeed important to have thoughts that are extraordinary in content and which other people would not think of. But there is a prerequisite prerequisite that you must fulfill first. That is, no matter how great your thoughts may be, unless you have a pure mind, they will all be in vain. The most important thing for the human soul is for its foundation to be kept pure. The root of the soul must be washed clean and be free of all impurities. The soul must be transparent. The soul must be purified first and foremost, for disregard it, if you disregard it, then no matter how much knowledge you store within you, sadly, it will bear no fruit. Yes, all of that knowledge will just be a castle built on sand. Behold the ones who are lauded as successful in this world, and the ones who are deemed incredibly knowledgeable in this world. And are they not the ones building castles on sand? Is their true nature as a human being pure? Are they selfless in their minds? Without a mind that possesses these traits, they may only be accumulating ideas, studying various subjects, and absorbing specialized knowledge because they want to expand their business, because they want to acquire knowledge, or because they want to gain worldly status. But these efforts will be fruitless. Sooner or later, when a gust blows, their castles built on sand will helplessly crumble. This gust is the wind of impermanence that comes from the other world. Not a single person can avoid it. It is a wing that comes at the end of your life. A castle built on sand will never survive the gust. It will crumble from its very foundation. Therefore, it is important that you build a firm foundation. A firm foundation. A firm foundation before your soul makes a leap. Examine your mind daily and check to see that there is nothing evil in it. Do you have evil thoughts lurking in your mind? Do you have greedy thoughts? Do you have strong thoughts of vanity? Do you have condescending thoughts? Do you have thoughts that could destroy your own soul? Examine these points about yourself. In this way, wash the fabric of your soul every day. Only after the fabric has been washed and dried can it be dyed in beautiful colors. You can draw many pictures on a clean white fabric. Keep this in your hearts. When the soul makes a great leap. I have now given many truths unto you. I have told you that it is important to have the right thoughts when developing your character. I have told you that to have the right thoughts means to think rightly. I have told you that the foundation of right thinking is to first purify your mind. And to do that, I have told you to sweep out on a daily basis the dust that covers your mind. As you continue to study the great truth, or as you grasp the great truth and practice it in society, a scenery that no one has ever seen will unfold before you. You will be surprised to find how powerful you are. You will wonder if that person is really you. This is a wonderful experience. It will be clear when your soul makes a leap because you will be filled with joy at that time. Only when you feel yourself improving can your soul truly feel joy. You will know that you are making a leap and it will be reflected in the scenery you see around you. When your soul makes a great leap, you will see happiness in people's faces. You will see hope in people's faces. You will see goodness in people. You will see the light as children of Buddha in people. And you will have infinite love for the fact that you and the people around you are all living their own unique lives. Further, you will be filled... אל תיגע בי. אתה יכול ללכת בבקשה? אתה יכול ללכת? לא, בבקשה אל תיגע בי ברגל ואתה מוזמן ללכת מפה. תודה רבה.
למה חיכית לכבוד הפוך?
אתה לא יכול לגעת ברגל של מישהו שאתה לא מכיר. תודה רבה, להתראות.
של הרב או שזו עושה את המים?
תודה רבה ולהתראות.
טוב כפור, יאללה.
ביי.
סתם להגיד דרך טוב אלה, הכל טוב.
אתה לא יכול לגעת בי ברגל.
מיכאל אמרנו, עשיתי דרך כפרה שלי.
All living on their unique, all living their own unique lives. Further, you will be filled with gratitude and light for the food, environment, Mother Nature, and all else that have been given to you. מה?
לא, בסדר, אם מסתכל בסדר, נכון?
מה?
אוהבים אותם.
בסדר, אבל שתדע שאתה לא יכול לגעת ברגל של מישהו שאתה לא מכיר.
הגעתי בכוונה, זה כאילו...
לא, בסדר, אבל אתה רואה שאני עסוקה. אתה לא יכול...
לא יודע לפבט אותי, לא משנה, הכל טוב. אני לא כועס עלייך, אני סתם עשיתי לך
בסדר, אתה אמור להבין שזה לא אמור להיות ככה.
שמה?
אתה לא יכול לגעת לי, גם אם זה בקרסול.
טוב, יאללה. שיהיה לכם ערב טוב.
ערב טוב,
בשורות טובות לזה.
בשורות
זה
טובות.
הכל תרסתי, הליכה, הכל עשיתי הליכה, רזיתי. רואה כמה זה יפה שם מחייכת?
ביי, לירון. להתראות. Okay. Further, you will be filled with gratitude and light for the food, environment, Mother Nature, and all else that have been given to you. Savor this joy of the soul. This is the joy that awaits you after your soul makes a leap. Make this joy your own. Suffering is not all there is in the path of discipline. True discipline is accompanied by true joy. This joy of the soul will make your long journey feel lighter and will also enable you to enjoy it. Come, walk this path together with me. Chapter 5, The Eternal Buddha. Okay. Will I be able to finish it before it will get dark? Maybe not. Let's try. So, I am greater than a savior. All of you, my disciples, in the depth of your soul, engrave my voice, which you heard in the long distance past. 2,600 years of time and space later, you are now here hearing it again. You are very fortunate to hear my voice while you are still alive on earth. You must willfully cast all things aside and choose to seize this blissful moment. I am the everlasting Buddha, the eternal Buddha. Through tens and hundreds of reincarnations, I have always been the everlasting Buddha, the everlasting Master, the external Buddha. The external Buddha is thus the eternal Buddha is thus the eternal laws themselves. The eternal laws are thus the will of the primordial Buddha of the universe, expressed in the form of principles and techniques and teachings. You must thoroughly understand the values of these laws. Never look a single word that I preach. Read these words carefully and observe the light in each one of them. Oh, you who vow to be my disciple and kept the promise for eons, by now you must be well aware of the warning signs that are seen everywhere, calling for an age of salvation. Listen closely to my words. I did not come to this world as a savior. I came to this world as one greater than a savior. People can naturally be saved by the laws that I teach, by taking them to heart and studying them well. However, the purpose of my teachings should not be reduced to solely saving the people on earth. They have a much greater purpose. This universe, this very world, was created based upon my words and my teachings. Buddha is the laws and also teachings. Again, I say unto all of you, I am not preaching these teachings to you solely for the sake of saving your souls. These teachings are what govern the entire universe. I will tell you clearly, the past, the present, and future of humankind are there for humans. To realize these teachings, they strictly existed in the past, before humankind, and will still exist in the future, after humankind. The laws that I preach existed before the birth of humankind and shall continue to exist after the extinction of the humankind. You must understand that the teachings are Buddha himself, expressed in a different form. To read my teachings is the same as seeing Buddha. If you desire to know Buddha, look at my teachings. The teachings are indeed the real entirety of the shapeless, formless Buddha. Do you look up at the skies when trying to see Buddha? Do you close your eyes when trying to see Buddha? Do you imagine Buddha when trying to see him? Or do you try opening your spiritual eyes to see Buddha? All of these attempts will only end in vain. Indeed, the real Buddha is without shape or form. The real Buddha is beyond the spiritual being who takes the form of a high spirit. It is the real world beyond this world. The real Buddha transcends a spiritual being. His true nature appears in his teachings. All of you who seek to touch Buddha with your hands, to see Buddha with your eyes, or to try to understand Buddha's size by comparing it with your own, listen very carefully. Buddha cannot be grasped through your five senses. Buddha is not what you imagine him to be. Buddha is the laws. Buddha is the teachings. The laws that I preach, the teachings that I preach, are indeed the real entirety of Buddha. When you studied my teachings, you saw Buddha. When you heard my teachings, you heard the voice of Buddha. When you understood my teachings, you understood the will of Buddha. I say unto you again and again, Buddha is shapeless and formless. Buddha transcends a human. What is more, Buddha transcends a spirit. Buddha transcends the human senses. He is the very being that has become the teachings themselves that governs the entire universe. You are seeing Buddha himself through each and every page of this book that you hold in your hands. If you wish to know what Buddha is, try to understand the teachings that I preach as deeply as you can. Then the answer to the question, what is Buddha, will become clear to you. Oh, my leg. My foot is getting numbed again. I will. Wait, I'll stand up and continue on reading. Ah, So, so 100 billion years of history. Oh, how long ago it was. 100 billion years ago, I already existed and was about to create this great universe. I designed through my will how the universe ought to be. Then I formed the laws which were to run through the entire universe. The laws are the blood vessels and the blood itself that flow throughout the universe. Through these laws, the universe appears as one magnificent body. 100 billion years ago, in the far distant past, when I decided to create the universe and was designing it, this is what I thought. All beings aim to progress infinitely, and all beings do not be weak-minded to make you become even greater beings. I will give you harsh trials and tribulations. Turning iron sand into steel requires intense tempering by flame, intense tempering by water, and intense tempering with a hammer. And though all of this, and through all of this, be strong, be infinitely forged, be infinitely beautiful, be infinitely good. This is what I wished. The 100 billion years of history that followed is within my will. Every change in history happened within my will. Oh, my children, who do you know the will of the one who existed at the beginning? You must throw away the value standards you acquired in your short few decades of finite life. 100 billion years ago, there was a will that created all of you, and it has been nurturing all of you to become infinite, infinitely good. Do not forget this. Okay, the moment of glory. Oh, it feels as if it was only yesterday that this solar system was created. The sun was born, and then the planets orbiting it were born. Oh, all of you small beings living on this planet. I'm sure you cannot even begin to imagine the joy I felt when I gave birth to each planet. The joy I felt when I created each planet. You will never know the delight I felt when I created each planet and sent living creatures down upon it. Nevertheless, I dare say unto you, the planet you live in was created with joy. All things that live on this planet, all animals, plants, minerals, and humankind were created with joy. All things were born with joy for the purpose of bringing Buddha's reign into realization. Ah, this sacred noble joy. Can you not imagine that noble joy, that noble moment, the magnificent beginning? Is it so difficult to do? Abandon your small, trivial thoughts and become one with the grand, majestic will. You must discard your frame of mind that you build after being born. בזה, כן, איך קוראים לזה?
אני ראיתי אותך עושה את זה וזה משוט. זה זה?
כן, בדקטלון, בדקטלון. אבל זה נקרא לי, זה היה כפול.
תראי לי איך זה נראה.
יש כל מיני...
זה לא בורח לך מהידיים של עושה את זה?
מה, אתה יודע איזה כיף זה נחרב למתיחות של הרגליים, אז
זה פי 2 בגודל, פשוט זה נקרא לי, יש כל מיני...
ואין אחד כזה תפור, כאילו ששמים את הרגל?
תראה לי רגע, אני אצלם
עם הרגל עצמה?
יש אחד כזה יותר חזק.
איפה אמרת שאני, סליחה, אני לא שמעתי אותך.
אולי יש להם. דקטלון.
דקטלון.
מה זה?
יש לך באלנבי שם,
אלנבי
פינת
רוטשילד.
יהודה הלוי. כן, אלנבי רוטשילד. זה טוב לך לדורבנים,
חייב, לדורבנים,
כן, כן. לגמרי.
אנחנו יודעים שאני בא לחבוא לשתות איתנו.
תודה רבה.
אבל המתיחות שהיא עושה, אתה לא תעשה.
תבואו לסדנת MD ואולי תגיעו לזה.
איפה יש סדנה?
סדנת MD.
מדיטיישן דאנס.
איפה זה?
תסתכל בפייסבוק, רבית לוי מדיטיישן דאנס.
בתל אביב?
כן.
כן?
אתה מדריכה שם?
רגע,
אני מעבירה את זה. אני פיתחתי את זה, אני עושה את זה.
זה שלך? וואלה.
שלי.
וואלה, המקצוע, רואים שזה מקצוענות,
ויש
מה
דברים
שעשית.
שם וזה גם?
לא מגיע לכם?
שראיתי שעשית ככה, אם אני עושה כזה דבר,
אבל
רגע שבורח, שובר גלים.
זה הכל בשביל שתרקדו, שתעשו MD. מדיטיישן דאנס.
יפה. אלופה.
ביי.
יאללה, מגניב. טוב, אז נתראה. נראה אולי. אני לא שותה אלכוהול, אני רק MD.
רק אמתי.
Okay, so let's continue. So all animals, plants, minerals, and humankind were created with joy. All things were born with joy for the purpose of bringing Buddha's ring into realization. At this sacred noble joy, can you not imagine that noble moment, that magnificent beginning? Is it so difficult to do? Abandon your small trivial thoughts and become one with the grand majestic will. You must discard your frame of mind that you built after being born, raised, and having been living as human beings, and become one with the will of Buddha, who created the universe. Unbind your minds. Shed your shell called the physical body, and become one with the will of Buddha. Then the moment of glory will be recalled in your mind. You will surely feel the joy I felt when I created the solar system, the joy I felt when I created the earth. Oh, we have more, the choice of humankind. I must finish it today. Okay. More than 4.6 billion years have passed since the earth was created, but it feels as if it was only yesterday. In my 100 billion years of solitude, I am he who holds the ultimate authority over all matters regarding the earth, abiding by, spreading and realizing the Buddha's truth that I preach is indeed the true way to live as a human being. I once again have revealed the laws to you. I showed you the principles by which to live as human beings. Whether or not you will abide by this principle and build a wonderful Buddha land utopia, it's up to you, human beings. Should my teachings reach people's hearts and Buddha land appear on earth, you may call yourselves true children of Buddha. However, I will also leave you a stern warning. Should the teachings that I preach not spread, not save humankind, and instead be discarded as meaningless words in the current time, humankind will no longer be allowed to live on earth. Will you follow my teachings and build Buddha land? Or will you pay no heed to my teachings and instead leave humankind to perish? Choose. You must choose. It is one or the other. Will you choose to prosper or to perish? You must know that there is a stern side to my will. At times, my teachings embody love. At other times, they become a fierce sword because parents wish for the true growth of their children. Sometimes they strictly teach their children an ideal they must attain and demand that they realize it. You must know this. Again, I will say unto you, it all depends on what you choose. Ever since I created the earth and allowed humankind to live on it, I have been teaching you, based on the laws, build Buddha land and live in happiness. I am telling you this fact once again. It is up to you to decide whether to believe and act upon it or not. But I will be very clear about this. Should you have no desire, make no effort, or see no hope of realizing Buddha land, and instead choose to become stagnant and corrupt, what awaits is the extinction of humankind. Okay, be brave and stand up. It's very important to be brave, yes. Especially you, my disciples. Wait, feel the wind a bit more, and because I never get sick, because I keep my body warm, I will continue on keeping my body warm. So, be brave and stand up. Especially you, my disciples, who have been studying my teachings over many lifetimes. You must stop depending on your master. Your master has already preached the teachings. It is the mission of my disciples to spread these teachings. Should you fail to spread these teachings, that is shameful as a disciple. That is a blunder as a disciple. Think to yourself again. Think once more why you were given life this time. If you have truly understood the words that I speak, you must know that there is not a moment to spare. The laws are the light of Buddha, the true nature of the light of Buddha. Because they are the light of Buddha, they will not forgive anything that goes against them. The light will crush and vanquish all darkness and fulfill the mission of light. I pray that you will by no chance become the darkness driven out by the lights. Listen carefully. The very act of neglecting your mission, of spreading my teachings in itself, means you are supporting the forces of darkness. Cast away all sense of embarrassment, fight against all apathy, conquer all worldly temptations, and stand up alone, courageously. When a brave one stands in solitude, wait. This person will acquire the sacred light. So be brave and stand up. Fight against your weaknesses and fight against all things that prevent the laws of Buddha from manifesting in this world. You shall not hesitate to spread what is of greatest worth. all disciples of Buddha. Be proud that you have gathered in Buddha's Sangha. Aim to become the supreme, aim to become the greatest, aim to become the most powerful. It means none other than restoring your true self. All things are granted life through the will of Buddha. When you understand these most basic facts, you will realize the truth that the supreme, the greatest, and the most powerful of all is the eternal Buddha himself. And Buddha on earth is the one who, through his teachings, tells people about the eternal Buddha. It's the end. Now here is the light of the eternal Buddha. This is what I said. Okay, go forth and convey my words. Convey the words of the eternal Buddha. Convey the eternal truth. Convey the eternal laws. The eternal Buddha has been reborn in the East and is speaking now. Convey these facts to people all over Japan. Convey to people all over the world. Convey to millions of people. Convey to billions of people. Pass it down to the people of future generations. Convey it to those in the underworld. Tell them now is the time for you to be set free from the prison of souls, from the purgatory of souls. The light of the eternal Buddha is now here with you. Believe, look, listen, and feel the power of my words. Grasp the meaning of my words. Realize that they are the gospel of hope. This is where everything begins and this is where everything ends. When you fully believe in the eternal Buddha, you too will truly live on as beings with eternal life. Yes. And so this is the end. Now it's like afterwards. Will I read it also? What do you say? Okay, I will read it. Afterward, original edition. The eternal Buddha is the eternal truth and the eternal laws. Buddha is human and is also the laws. He is the laws and is also human. What is more, he is the ultimate manifestation of love that transcends regions and eras. This book is a treasure for humankind. It is the most precious gem. Do not let it go to waste. You must not let this mountain of diamonds go to waste. Nor should you keep it all to yourself. Everything is here. The source of all teachings is here. The source of all enlightenment is here. You must know that now the eternal Buddha is before you and is walking with you. It's, yes, he wrote it in July 91. Ryuho Okawa, Master CEO of Happy Science Group. Yes. So I think it's the end. Here is like it's continuing. Like okay, another one from 1991. Let's read it. Okay. Afterward, revised edition. At times, my words are quiet and serene, and at other times, they are solemn and strike people's hearts. I believe this book has been able to convey that Buddha's sermon is like to all people. The flow of my words becomes intense and rapid in chapter 5. the eternal Buddha. It gives readers a chance to get a glimpse of the consciousness and spiritual existence at the depth of Buddha, El Chantal. However, you do not need to deeply understand it. All you need to do is get a sense of the light that shines from the light body that is at the depth of Shakyamuni, Shakyamuni, Buddha, and Jesus Christ. Let the rest remain a mystery of the real world. I believe that our activities in the past decade have almost succeeded in defeating the darkness that prevailed at the end of this century. From the outside, I may have appeared extravagant at times, but on the inside, I have been accumulating serious, precise, and steadily efforts every day. Tens and hundreds of thousands of people have gathered in response to my words in this book, which I gave in 1991. I would like to give my heartfelt gratitude to these children of light who have laid down their lives and taken an active role in our movement as bodhisattvas of the earth. He wrote it in July 1999. And yes, what else? Yeah, about the author. I think you can read more of his books here. But this is the end. Yes, it was. Wow, I started like in page 63 today, and I reached page 181. Okay, this is nice. So I hope you enjoyed. I enjoyed the book as well, even though I don't believe that over and over. I believe we live only once, and I believe we should live it well, the right way, to do good to ourselves and to others, and to fight for freedom. Not or just not let anyone take away our freedom. If you need to fight for it, you should fight for it, especially for the children. And to enjoy, we came here to enjoy every single day, and to make sure that the children can enjoy themselves. So, you have your body, and you are the only one who can decide what's. No one can tell you what to put on your face, how to breathe, what to inject inside of you. And this is your choice. And you must build the courage inside of you to be able to protect this freedom. This is the most important thing. Because without freedom, what is life? Life is freedom, life is love, and we must keep it, we must save it, because this is our moral responsibility as grown-ups, as adults, for the children, because they are helpless, they cannot protect themselves, they need us. You cannot see me. I'm with the light. Here you cannot see me, but here you can. So, thank you. What is the most important message you took from all the things you read now? You asked me. What is the most important? He emphasized the thoughts. We need to be able to think and not to let brainwashing come into our thoughts and change it. We need to be with pure thinking and, and to seek for the truth, for justice, and seek for goodness, to do good. And yes, I took a lot of things from there. I believe in a lot of things that were written, but as I said, not in a few lifetimes. I believe I'm here for, I hope, 120 years to spread the empty, to spread freedom and courage. This is my mission. What is your mission? And I hope we'll see you next time. Meanwhile, don't forget to subscribe with the bell, Ravit Levi Meditation Dance. You have also the Facebook with the same name, Ravit Levi Meditation Dance. And you have the Instagram and TikTok, ravit.md. And you can write me what you thought about it. What, you are single, you feel bad. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that you feel bad, but I can recommend you to do MD and you will feel better for sure. And you can go to my playlist. It's divided into genres and more. And choose your music. Just dance. Do your meditation dance. This is turn on the sea. Cannot see it right now, but this is Jeff. And so